Hi guys, this is take two because my phone is being retarded at the moment. I don't often talk about Christian things on here, but I'm going to today because it's all part of my personal growth and I'm trying to kind of document it and share that as much as I can. Um, I always am looking to um, like what's going to happen next. So, like right now, I'm concentrating on the Disney cruise is coming up. And then after the Disney cruise, my nieces are coming up from the other island to here, and I'm going to spend a few days with them. And then after that is my Pink concert. And then I don't know, but I'm like thinking about like traveling with my nephew. Um, I'm always looking for the next adventure, the next thing to be that's on the horizon instead of stopping and being present in this day that I have. And I know that I've done a couple times where I've been like gratitude for what I have and what, you know, this country and where I am, but like to actually live it out in my day to day, I don't do a very good job at that. And I've been very convicted in the last I've been convicted in the past as well, but I feel like it's really weighing heavy on me at the moment that I need to work on this, that I need to try to really um, be present and happy in where I am right now. And that's all part of me feeling more stable as well. I've just signed on for another year at this place. And I do feel like I am feeling a little bit more stable. Um, I came back from my holiday really feeling a sense of belonging, and this is where I'm supposed to be. And I don't know my purpose, but I'll be praying about that. Um, but yeah, I really, yeah, just being more grateful, like even for work. And then coming with that is tonight we had a talk at home group on submission, and in society that's like a dirty word because submitting is not a good thing, but it's submitting like Jesus, so being like Jesus in doing things for others, being respectful, that kind of stuff. um not not submitting as in you sit there, shut up and don't say anything kind of deal, but um don't stand up for yourself or anything like that. Like, it's not that. It's like I have not been very nice when it comes to my boss, or there's even a colleague at work that um, yeah, I just don't submit to. I don't show them the love of Jesus. I don't act like Jesus is right here walking with me. Um, we get fixated on, like, I know where I'm gonna, I know where I'm going when I'm gonna die. But what if I lived my life that um, this is heaven and I live like Jesus is here walking with me? I am transformed by what he's done in my life, and therefore I treat life like that. Um, it's a really interesting concept, and I know I don't need to do that, and I know I need to work on that. I was saying at my and it's being happy in that. So like at my dad's, that he's the one person that I do 100% submit to. And it's really challenging for me to do, but I don't do it in a sense of love. I mean, I do it in a sense of love, but not as in like I'm not happy about it. So in Colossians, it was saying how Paul is happy about being in jail because he knows that this means that he's being a Christian, that he's got the love of Jesus and he's sharing that love of Jesus, because he's getting lots of backlash for it. And I know to a certain extent I do get backlash from my dad and from my brothers and stuff like that, but I don't do it as like with a cheerful heart, like a yes, I'm achieving this goal and I'm doing it because this is what Jesus wants me to do. This is who I am as a new person in Jesus. I hope some of this makes sense. And I'm sorry for the listeners that aren't Christian, but you can flick off at any time if you want to. I'm not gonna try to convert you or anything. But this is just something that's personal for me that I'm thinking about at the moment, and so I wanted to share. So yeah, it's really interesting, and it's something that I want to work more towards. And I think of it like I don't submit to my workplace. I feel like my flatmate and I do a pretty good job at submitting, being respectful to each other, like helping each other out when we need it. Like we don't cut each other down. We're just there for each other, and we're just real with each other. So I think in a certain degree that we do a really good job at submitting. But, and I do it with a cheerful heart. Because that's not a challenge for me. So like, yeah, there's no challenge in that for me because she's a nice person. So yeah, and even tonight, like some of the people were like, oh, it's hard to think about submitting to your colleagues and submitting, because submitting means like you're lower. And that's not what Jesus was saying at all when he said submit. He wasn't saying like that. He was, just saying, you treat everybody with love and respect like they matter and they're valued and they're important, and you take care of what you have like that as well. You give where you can, and you take care of your community, and you take care of your environment, and you do all these things out of submitting. So it's quite interesting. I want to get to that point like Paul did, where I can be submitting and recognize that I'm submitting with a cheerful heart, and I'm submitting and feeling good about doing that. Also knowing that it's something that Jesus has called us to do, and Jesus wants me to do it, and he it's honoring him to do it. I just wanted to say kind of that's what I am going to be like praying about and trying to figure out about. I mean, it's interesting, I'm going to that Tough Girl Gal Challenge, and there's somebody, I don't submit to any of these friends that I'm going with, but there is one girl that's in that I struggle with. She doesn't particularly like me, or hasn't particularly liked me in the past, and I haven't particularly liked her in the past. So yeah, it'll be interesting now that I'm mulling over this whole like submission, being present, trying to be a cheerful giver, a cheerful person in general. To a lot of people on the outside, I've had people say like, you're always positive, you're always looking, you always have that strength and that drive to keep going, and obviously that is a great quality to have, and I don't want to ever lose that quality, but I also want to learn to be like, if I'm struggling today, that's okay as well, and I can be cheerful in this struggling, and I can just be okay with the way that my life is right now, without having to see that light at the end of the tunnel, without having to see that next adventure or that next goal that I have in mind. It's not that any of those things are bad, but I do need to live in the presence. And I think if I can learn to live in the presence, that'll make my life so much more rewarding. Yeah. Anyways, that's my food for thought. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm clearly tired. And I have no idea if that made sense. But if you're thinking about wanting to look into what I read, you could look at Colossians. And it's in the New Testament of the Bible. I think it's only like 4 chapters or something. It's really little. But even Ephesians, Philippians, like all of it kind of says the same thing about submission and this kind of stuff. So yeah, there's lots of different books that are like right around the Colossians that speak about the same thing and doing these things. And yeah, I just wanted to share what was on my heart and something that I'm working on to become a better woman of God. The other thing I kind of got convicted for today is that I'm not spending enough time with God. So I am going to try to spend my mornings getting back into the devotions while I'm brushing my teeth and eating my breakfast and being more present in those as well, because for a while there I was doing them, but I wasn't being present in them. So I'm going to try to get back into that. So it's an exciting journey. And I'll let you know how I get on. Bye.